Hello. Oh my goodness. Hopefully this is the last time. Welcome to my channel and my very first podcast episode. I'm honestly so happy that you're here today. Truly. No matter what kind of day you're having, whether has been really good or really heavy, I really hope this is a space that brings you light, peace, a little joy, or just makes you feel less alone. I truly do have so much hope for this and a vision. This is a space for growth, learning, creativity, faith, kitchen chops, do it yourself moments, and to have real conversations. The kind of conversations that make you stop and think for a second. Just ponder life a little bit more. Yeah, just makes you come to a realization that yes, adulting is hard. Yes, everything seems not to go in a linear path, but just to remember that we're all just growing and trying to figure out our paths and what really works, and how God is meant to shape our lives, how we are just meant to discover ourselves. So whether you choose to either listen to the podcast or watch the channel, I want you to realize that you matter and everything you matter. Everything matters. Nothing is for granted. I just want this to not just be content, but this to be a community. I just want us to be able to use this to figure life together. Figure out life together with advices or anything. So wait, before we get any further, let me introduce myself. So who hello, my name is Anu. I like to think of myself as your internet bestie. Someone who you can just, feel, yes, adulting is hard, or yes, things may be very difficult at the time, but I want you to realize that this is a community, again, I said, but it's also a free space. So I'm your internet bestie, you could say that. We're just trying to make mess of life into something meaningful. Right now, things may not look or feel the way you want it to. People may have looked down on you or think that you can never achieve anything, you can never be anything, but just know that they may think that, but the end is not their decision. Okay, the end is God's decision. God has the books in his hands. They may underestimate you. They may be like, there's nothing that could come from her. There's nothing good. But as a community, this space is meant to let people not feel that way. I love trying new things, and even when they do not go well, sometimes that means, just being real. I think my problem and the reason, because I've been thinking of doing this for a very long time, ask people around me. But I think sometimes you think you have internal thoughts, you have internal doubts, you have things and people's expectations or people's belief that they've set on you over the time, and to be perfect. You strive, I know, I need to get the camera, I need to get this, and then, you know what? I just realized that not necessarily. Last Sunday in church, we looked about your giftings and your talents. And on Tuesday, actually, I spoke to my cell leader and we were just having a lovely conversation. And, she made me also realize that nothing in what she said, she made me realize that nothing really has to be perfect at first. You just have to figure out what God wants you to do in this life and work on it and achieve it and grow. Oh my goodness. Over the past year now, I feel truly grown, and anyways, skipping myself, but there's been so many amazing people who have made me realize that I don't have to fit into a box, I don't have to fit into the standards or into the goal that people, society, environment have set for me. I just need to find what God has destined in my life. And I think this place is to find yourself, to grow, to be vulnerable, to be open, find love in yourself. This chapter would be finding me, if I could just say it, finding you. That's why I called it adulting with purpose, because yes, we are adults by law, by age, by everything, but we all have something we're dealing with. We all have a purpose that we still need to figure out. God is not going to be, this is your purpose, this is what you need to do, this is X, Y, and Z. But I feel we need to figure it out with God's grace. God's given grace is literally what I pray for. I even told one of I like to say my mentor. One of my I like to say my mentor, but, she doesn't, But I even told her, over the past year I've observed her so much, and I think the best thing also is to have someone or have a space where you can just be you, and where you can see the grace of someone that you love, and just trying to implement it is also really good. So maybe we'll have cooking. I don't to say that I'm a cooking queen. No, I'm just kidding. Cooking. I think food is an art, and sometimes I just distressing and just cooking. So maybe you'll see it on this channel. So we all know that growing up is confusing. My goodness. When people told me to enjoy my childhood, I really wish I listened. I really wish I just stuck and really got to know myself and just enjoyed life. One day you feel confused, the next day you are questioning everything about your life. I get tired of just floating through life. I did not want to just exist anymore. I wanted to live with a purpose. So that's why this existed. If you want to know why I decided, these are why. I wanted to grow. I wanted to become better, even if that means making mistakes and learning as I go. One more thing you should know about me is I love people, but I am not a big physical touch. Hugs or any very very limited. And please admire me from a respectful distance, unless you are on the very exclusive hug list. I love you though. That's just also something. Just wanted to say it. Just my personality. I love cooking. Said before, food feels therapy to me. I love challenges, experiments, and I'm trying things that might fail. To be honest, I'm going into this journey of just trying to learn and try new things that may fail, but hopefully my goal is to also learn, and it was for it to teach me something about myself, teach me something about what I love, what I don't love, teach me something, teach me even something as in relationship with people, communication with people. I also love do-it-yourself projects, either to turn out amazing or look, a toddler made it. There is no middle ground sometimes, because sometimes I also drawing in my free time. So sometimes I would draw, and then I would just be so self-conscious to just release it and just show my artwork. More, I've been trying to do that lately with making it for my close friends, people, and just making it and showing it people, and just doing that. I also really love deep conversations. If you come up to me and you explain deep conversations with me, my goodness, I love that. The kind, not history or no. Life deep conversations. For example, we were doing believers classes and with our pastor, and sometimes when he would say things, it would just make me, there's some conversations where it makes you think in a deeper way. It makes you realize that, because it also broadens your mind. I feel it has broadened my mind so much. I feel, not to say my mind was narrow thinking, but I think I have been able to learn a lot more and figure out how people do things X, Y, and Z, and just learn myself more. So deep conversation, the kind that makes you think differently about your life, and yourself. Adulting is awkward, very awkward. One minute you're trying to budget to be responsible, the next minute you are searching how to boil eggs without crying. Just this space is for confusion, and it's for the confused. If you think nothing is going right, well, it's part of adulting, and this is a journey for us to, figure out ourselves. So yeah, so this is a space for us to figure out, for people who are still figuring out life, what you so again, this is a space, no judgment, no judgment, okay? This is a non-judgment zone, and I say it again, a non-judgment zone, okay? A space, no pretending we have it all together, because we really don't. We talk about real life, career, conversations, relationships, identity, purpose, faith, and all the in betweens. Stuff no one really prepares you for, to be honest. I hate to say this, but I think life is a scam in the way we are taught as people. We are taught, yeah, X, Y, and Z is X, Y, and Z is equals to L, and L and Q is equal to Z. I don't know, you know what I mean? But we're never really taught how to survive. And I think it's obviously hard to learn how to survive because everyone is individual and we are all going in our individual path. But we learn about this is this and this is that, but we're never fully taught how to live, how to be ourselves, how to figure out ourselves, how to just be us. So this podcast YouTube channel would be for conversations that feel therapy without the bill. That's also the goal. We will see simple, realistic recipes. I've said that so many times. And most of all, you will see honesty. You will see, yeah, so if you are looking for direction or you just want good energy life, but let's get deep. Let's actually get deep. Life can be very heavy. We can try to be seen, heard, and understood in a world that often wants us to fit in a box. Adulting looks difficult for everyone. Finding your people, your rhythm, your purpose is a journey, a really hard one when it's a journey. And that journey is messy, but hopefully it'll be rewarding at the end. But I don't like to say messy does not mean pointless. Messy means real. If you have ever asked yourself, what you are even doing with your life, because I've had so many times, so many questions, so many things that I just been, what am I doing with my life? What am I even doing with my life? What am I doing? I'm sometimes feel I'm just going in a circle, but I know I'm not the only one. I know there are some people who just look at their lives and just, I promise you, you are not alone. Here we celebrate growth, even when it's slow. We celebrate small wins and remind each other that growth is not always a straight line. We talk about boundaries, how to set them without feeling guilty. This is something I've also learned over the year of boundaries need to be set. It's a giving. There is no way you can live in this life and not have boundaries. Sometimes some people have hated me. I've lost friends because I decided to care about myself and set boundaries. But boundaries is very important. And God has also even said that we need boundaries. Even for you to survive, for you to grow, for everything, we need boundaries, okay? We talk about outgrowing friendships and learning when to let go. Just letting go. Sometimes we as people, we hold on, we try to hold everything or try to just do everything right. But just realizing that sometimes God just wants us to let go and just give it to him. I talk about money, conversations. I may have guest speakers for that. That might be interesting. They feel uncomfortable. And we talk about chasing passions that might not pay bills right away, but makes your heart feel alive. Because I feel as adults, we think, oh, we have to make money. We have to grow. The goal, the vision is to make money. But I've come to the realization, because I worked, I did other things, I volunteered, I did everything. But I've come to the realization that even though something that you maybe, yeah, you can do it, but it's not going to lead anything, or it's going to be a slow process. But if your heart really tells you, that you should do it, do it. Do it. Live for you. I've come to also this something I've learned over the past year as I've been thinking, praying, and discovering whether to do this podcast, whether to post this video, whether to record, is that just do it for you. Do it because you love it. Do it because you want to. Yes, it may not bring money, it may not bring, but if you want it and if it's your God-given gift, you will always find a way. There will always be a way. There will always be a way. Something, or you can even do both. Do your shift and then do something that makes you happy, or find something that makes you happy. I don't think a person's identity or a person's goal should just be, I want to work 9 to 5, I want to work X, Y, and Z and just save money and then I will be happy. I think living now is being happy. Yes, you may not have every single thing you want in this life right now. I'm also talking to myself in this, but if it's what is been in your heart, if it's what you've envisioned, this is what you've been praying, if it's what God has been telling and laying on your heart, He will always make a way. I'm not saying please don't. I'm not saying go quit your job or anything. Do not do that. Do it on the side. Do what makes you happy. Do what makes you being seen. I truly believe that just be you. Yeah, so we will have real people, real stories on this podcast, YouTube channel, and this is a non-pretending thing. But no need to be, oh, I'm X, Y, and Z, or I'm this and that. No, that we are humans. And yes, they may judge you. Yes, they may say what X, Y, and Z. Yes, people talk. People will talk. People will talk. But remember, what is yours will always be yours. What you are meant to do, you are meant to do. That is your gifting. That is your calling. That is, yes, you may overthink. You should be like, how may I get started? How can I get started? But just cameras or anything, or even, oh, I don't have the capital, but just realizing that just posting, just being you, and just talking to people also. I've met some amazing people over the years, and just even talking to them makes you, some of my volunteering or some of my workplace or even some of the opportunities, the activities, the things that I've even learned about was just through people, through communicating with people, just talking to people also can help you, because sometimes you have a vision, but your vision needs people to fulfill your vision. You need people for your vision to be seen. You cannot do your vision alone. And that's why I really love the community. They really love the messages that our resident pastor teaches, the resident pastors, when sometimes it makes you, it's so deep that it cuts, but also realizing that you need to surround yourself with a community that sees you, a community that loves you, a community, yes, not everyone, you have to get along with everyone. Not everyone may love you. I know not everyone loves me, okay? I am not dumb. I am very smart to know that not everyone loves me. But find the people that see you. You know what I mean? Find the people that want to see you. Find the people, surround yourself with the people that deserve your time, who deserve your purpose, who deserves your vision, who deserves your goal, who deserves anything that you have, because everyone is unique. There is no two of you, there is only one of you. There is one people with one person, with one gifting, yes, we may have all strengths, but no one can ever be you, because that is just how God, the creator of heaven and earth, has destined it. And I am so glad, because imagine if there were more to people, oh my God, all the same people, especially we know those people. We know those people in our lives. Ooh. Anyways, we continue and just going deeper into all this. Okay, things that I've been talking about. This is more real. This is more vulnerable. This is where things really gets deep. I think faith and growth have so much to do with each other. Faith and growth has so much to do with each other. Becoming who like God is shaping you or has shaped you or is shaping you to do is also very, very important and very necessary. I said in previous times, this past year I've been praying a lot for growth, skills, and giftings. There are so many dreams in my heart. I know they did not get there by accident. I know that there's a reason, there's a purpose, and there's a vision for it. Expanding to what I said earlier, there's a woman, my goodness, I don't think she really understands. I told her this past week. I don't think she really understands how deep my words were. It wasn't, when I say things to you, I don't just say them. I mean them. I'm very deliberate about what I do. I don't just waste my time. I'm not here to waste my time. I don't want to waste my time. When I tell you something or when I say something, genuinely mean it. Especially if it's something that is so deep, I genuinely mean it from the bottom of my heart. I don't tell everybody that. Do you think? No, I genuinely plan, and I think that is the best thing. I genuinely think of what I say. To say that I'm very deliberate of what I say. If I say I love you or I love you this and this or you are a close friend or I'm inspired by you, it's not just yeah, I'm inspired by you. Or no, it's because I've seen something in you that there is no thing in this world, you know? And I think that's the vision and that's the growth and that's everything. That's everything. That's yeah, just a bit of that. So going back, there is a woman in my life who I really look up to. She carries so much grace. She does not have to demand respect. She naturally receives it. You can see the gifting of God all over her life. How she speaks, how she carries herself, and how she treats people. I once heard that if you admire someone or admire something in someone, you should model it. So I have been trying to do that. From my dressing, from everything, I've been paying attention to her character and trying to apply the things I admire in her life a bit into my life. You know, people have told me that I have changed. I have heard so many people in church, in my environment, activities, people who really know me, a lot of them have been, you've changed. And you've changed. There's something different about you. You've grown. But to be honest, there has been one person in my dressing, everything, even the way sometimes I talk, the way I try to process things, the way it's been because of one person and just modeling their lives, modeling their giftings, modeling their skills. And people have told me that I've changed from the way I sometimes interact with people, even learn how to have more compassion on people, to really get to really even people to how I take time to truly get to know others. I feel before I was very quick to dismiss people. I was very quick to overlook people. I even now sometimes I just have to be, oof, God, just help me. But even learning that, even communicating, I would just stay in my own bubble and not really interact or talk to people. Just learning that I need to, you know. And I feel God really plans things. I feel at where I am right now is not by accident. I feel where I am in the environment, the community that I am right now is not by accident. If anything, the community that I am in right now is destined in some way. I feel my foot landed in the right place, right in the community, right in the right spiritual family. I feel blessed. I don't know. Over this last year, all I've been saying to God is I feel blessed. I may not have everything I want, all the money or all the dreams or the visions that I have yet, but I have but I feel blessed. I feel happier, and I'm striving to even be more happy in the way I do things, in the way I strive, just figuring it out that way. I don't think anything in life happens by accident. I think everything in life is meant to happen. We just have to figure out, what needs to happen. And I think it comes from prayers and real desire to grow. My desire this year is to grow. My desire this year is for God to show me, for me to be the best of me, for me to achieve the best of me. Going back to her, she's a virtuous woman. She's a very virtuous woman. And for me to say someone is a virtuous woman, she's a virtuous woman who allows God to use every gift he placed inside her. And that inspires me so much. That inspires me so much. Talking back to where we talked about last Sunday, it's a verse shared last Sunday where it really stayed with me, where it says, "For whoever has will be given more, and they will have an abundance. Whoever does not have, even what they have will be taken from them." Matthew 25, verse 29. And I think that verse is very, very powerful as Christians, as believers. If you don't even believe in God, as anything, it's just, and I'm gonna read it again because it's just so, it just made me ponder a lot of things. Whoever has will be given more, and they will have an abundance. Whoever does not have, even what they have will be taken from them. Matthew 25, verse 29. There's so many things I want to say about that verse, but anyways, we move on. I want to be someone who multiplies what God has given me. I want to try new things. I want to learn new skills. I want to grow. My goal is to grow and to try to say no less. I think they'll be, "Oh, we want you to try this." And I'll be, "Oh my goodness, we want to sing. We want you to," oh my goodness, no. But I think my goal this year is to try to say yes more, try to do more things, try to explore more. And even it may mean rejection, or it may mean people looking down on me or laughing at me, I don't care. I don't care anymore, because I realized that even without doing that, and without even achieving what God wants me to do, they do it anyways. So at least I can just give them something to actually be upset about, and hate me for real, and just, even if it means just rejection. Why I really struggle with this, because I wouldn't say I struggled with rejection more. I struggle with failure. I've struggled with having a vision or having something and then it failing. I don't know, for some reason that aspect of it just makes me a little worried, or stepping out of my comfort zone. I struggle with that, but thank God for the community I am in. It's really helped me to be less of that, which is so great. Talking with people, just doing things. Praying to have more confidence in, talking to people more, approaching people more, maybe going on stage more, doing more activities, hosting events, gathering events, planning events, doing things in the background, figuring out myself, just living. I think living is the best part. I want God to work in my life and through me. There are so many people I looked up to, and I think why I look up to them is because God is really being shown in their life. You can really say and look at that person and be, yes, that person really has God. That person really is achieving what they're meant to in this life. That person is really, X, Y, and Z. Oh my goodness, this thing is giving me problems. Give me a minute. Maybe this. Another verse that really reflects my heart is Matthew 5, verse 16. And it says, "In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. Yeah, I think that's my vision. I'm so glad for the resident pastor. I'm so glad for our head pastors. I'm so blessed because I know I'm a person that I observe from afar. I see something and then I'm wow. And then I try to learn a lot. And I'm not a person who really approaches, which I'm trying to learn more. But I feel what's for me will be mine, and what I'm meant to learn, I will learn. I think people have expectations even for me that I have to do X, Y, and Z, and even for myself. Oops, give me a minute. Give me a minute. Oh my goodness. Okay, we are back. We are back. Oh my goodness. A long break. Anyways, quick break. Okay, so where we were is again, I'm just gonna go over Matthew 5 verse 6. They may see your good deeds and glorify the Father in heaven. And I think that is my aim, my goal. I know I'm not anywhere perfect or in there 100% yet, but I think just having the light of God just shine in me more is what I'm aiming for. It's what I'm going for, from the way I speak to the way I act to the way I just live and do things in general. This year, my goal is to truly trust God. Trust God with friends, trust God with relationships, with future relationships, trust God with everything, and believe that He has my goal and my purpose and everything in my hands, and yeah, just let my light be shine. I think I've been that passage in the Bible where it says, do not hide your light, do not let it be dim. And I feel my light as a person has not been shown for the world to see. I feel I have just been surviving and covering that light, and I don't want that. I want to be those wise women who were ready, who are prepared, who are not found sleeping or lacking, or letting their light be dimmed or by whatever they're facing, or whatever they were ready at all times. And yeah, so this year, again, my goal is to truly trust God. I know I am not where He wants me to be yet. I know that, but choosing to keep going. I think as long as you don't give up on yourself, He will never give up on you. And that's what I've had to go through and tell myself. I'm choosing growth. I'm choosing me. I'm choosing purpose. I'm choosing obedience. I think this year I'm just striving to be more obedient. Obedient to leaders, obedient to people, obedient in general with how He wants me to live in His will for my life, and not just listen to what anyone else has to say. I'm choosing purpose. Closing, finally. Yeah, I will eat this later. If you are here for growth, laugh, cry, heal, or just find direction, welcome home. Welcome to this podcast. Welcome to this channel. I'm also, I believe I said it before. Maybe I haven't. I'm thinking of doing the 1,000 rejection thing. I'm just trying to do 1,000 things and see how that goes. Try new things, be out of my comfort zone. Yeah. So this is a place for laughing, crying, heal, or just find direction. I do welcome you here. This is your place. Again, I am stressing it. This is not a place where you do not need to have it all figured out. You just need to show up. I think that is just my thing, is just show up, trust God, pray, just truly believe in Him. And that is a vision that I'm giving to everybody. Just show up every day. Just show up every day. Just doing your thing and just showing up. Life is meant to be lived with intention. Everything should have a reason. You should think more. I think realizing that we just live life without thinking, why are we doing what we're doing, and what is the reason, and should we be doing X, Y, and Z, or can we be doing X, Y, and Z better? Yeah, just figuring out, lived with intention, faith, and a little humor. You do not have to be perfect. Okay, I am emphasizing this is not a place for being perfect. This is not a place for no. Just be present. I'm really glad you're here. I am so glad, and I'm glad in what God has planned, for this for us. Yeah, I'm just blessed again. So the two Bible verses that I would leave with you is 2 Corinthians 5 verse 7, where it says, we lived by faith, not by sight. And then another one would be Philippians 1 verse 6, where it says, confident of this, that he who being a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of the Christ Jesus. Philippians 1 verse 6. And I think those should be our goal. And yeah, so those are the two Bible verses I'm leaving you for this. And yeah, again, just for a reminder, the two key Bible verses are 2 Corinthians 5 verse 7. For we live by faith, not by sight. So yes, things may not be the way you want it to be. Yes, things may be absolutely chaotic. Yes, you may not be at X, Y, and Z as you have planned, but for we live by faith, not by sight. And I think even when people undermine you or push you to the side, own you in a way, just know that yes, they're acting by what they see, by what they sight, but God is the only one who truly knows, and we should do things, we should do things and we should act in faith. And when are absolutely flipped upside down, and when things are absolutely flipped upside down, things seems in an upright direction or in a straight direction as you have envisioned your life to go, or maybe things may just be challenging. I'm also talking to myself here. Just believe that we are not living by faith. We live by faith, and we are not living by sight. And then the other one we should also remember is Philippians 1 verse 6, okay, which is saying, confident of this, that he who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day Christ Jesus comes. And I just